Coaches Collaboration Podcast presents
Take Note Tuesday.
Oh, I'm sorry. You don't have a lot of time? No problem.
Each week, we'll pick a topic and drop some knowledge in a short, concise mini-episode.
Take Note Tuesday is a production of the Coaches Collaboration Podcast, hosted by Cole Warren of Salutum Health and Performance, Josh Pearson of The Complete Athlete, produced by Brooke Stevens.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to start up.
Let's go!
Hey guys, so I want to start off by asking a question. What do you think the differences are between maybe post-rehab, so injury or coming back into the gym, a very general, non-specific strength training program, a general group training like a weight loss program, and a summer program that isn't a baseball specific or anything specific like that program? What do you guys think the differences are? Hopefully your answer is there's probably not a whole lot of difference. They're all general, or at least they should be. If you're coming off of an injury, it should be pretty general. You shouldn't be saying, hey, first day back, I'm going to do, a very structured 5 sets of 5 deadlift, and this is how I'm going to do it. No, you should be doing some very weirdly specific, I guess is how I'd say it, exercises. So maybe you're throwing in some sandbags, or you're doing some dumbbell work, or whatever it is. It should be oddly specific, I guess. You can still do your deadlifts, you can still do your squats, but especially after an injury, you got to just remind your body how to do all of the weird small things, and that might only be for a month. Now, a weight loss program or a kind of like an off-season training program, if you're a power lifter, a weightlifter, whatever, those are really as general as it can be, and they should be. So let's say you're in the off-season, whether you're a football player, a power lifter, whatever. Now, power lifters' off-seasons can be, as little as 2 weeks, if that. Some weightlifters take a year and a half off if they just went to the Olympics. So it varies. But usually when I'm in that sense of a phase, it's usually a deload or whatever. Those are going to be the weeks that I do the exercises that I miss the most, I guess is what I would say. So again, being a weightlifter, putting stuff over my head, squat, deadlifts, pulls, cleans, snatches, whatever it is, I don't get to really play around with odd objects like a sandbag or a kettlebell or even just a dumbbell. So that's when I'm going to implement those exercises. It keeps it fresh. I'm usually looking forward to it. I really like box jumps, so that's also what I'm going to be doing is box jumps. Just to, again, keep the gym fun and keep the gym interesting, because during those 2 weeks, even if I'm not touching a barbell, I'm going to be a little rusty when I come back. Even if I spend 6 weeks doing it, I'll be a little rusty when I come back, but by no means am I going to be deconditioned or out of shape or really cause any problems that I can't fix, say, in one phase or 2 weeks or whatever. It's just really to keep things interesting. Same goes for like a group fitness class or a weight loss class. It's very non-specific. If your goal is, I want to be the strongest person possible, a weight loss class or a class where there's 10 people going on at the same time, it's pretty hard for it to be geared towards your specific goals. I've been running into that with my Alloy program, in that, some people have a strength goal, some people have a weight loss goal, some people just they want a feel good goal, whatever it may be. It's different. So we can modify the workouts a little bit, but again, it's not as though one person's going to be doing a push-up while the other person is doing backflips or something like that. It can't be that different from the other people just because there's, probably 10 other people in class. So those classes are too going to be very general, very specific. So if you're in an off season, taking a class might be great. So I'll give you the classic, what a lot of people already know as very general phase or a general training program, and that's CrossFit, right? CrossFit might make you stronger. It might make you a little bit faster. It's not the most efficient at doing that. It's a very general phase. You're the jack of all trades, and we've talked about that here on this podcast before. You're the jack of all trades when you're doing CrossFit and you're really good at CrossFit. You're not typically going to be the best weightlifter or the best sprinter. Not typically. You might have been at one point, but things change, right? So if you're coming off injury, if it's your off season, whatever, that's great. You should do that type of a program. especially if you like different. Now, summer programs too should be general. If I have a kid that's a 3-season athlete and they're coming into a general training phase, again, it's not a baseball camp, it's not a football camp. We're going to do jumps, we're going to do deadlifts, we're going to do sprinting, we're going to do sandbags and dumbbells and some circuit training just as a general conditioning type phase. But again, if you're trying to make your kid the best athlete, in their off season, you need them doing those odd exercises. You need to make sure that they're less likely to get hurt. Those programs, at least the way I program them, my goal is if you're bringing your kid or yourself to my summer program, it's to make you just in general a better athlete, being able to change direction better, to speed up better, to work on your work capacity, to make you able to handle whatever your baseball, your football, your powerlifting coach is going to throw at you and make it so you can handle it better. That's what I look for and program in a summer program. So for those of you who are going to be making the transition with me into the summer program, or some of you have heard about the new group training program, instead of Alloy, it's going to be changing and I'm going to be part of the programming process. You're going to have to just understand that it is a general phase. If your goal is to lose weight, to get faster, to jump higher, to be a little stronger, to gain some muscle, whatever it is, that's going to happen. That definitely will happen. Is it going to be different? Yes, absolutely, especially if you're coming from other programs that I've programmed in the past. Same when it comes to the summer program. If you're putting your kid into my summer program, we're going to be doing some things we haven't done in the past years. I'm hoping that I can get a few sleds out there. I'm hoping we do more tire flips and more sandbag stuff, because not only is it more fun to do, but the athletes got way faster and stronger in a less time, in a quicker manner, because we were doing things like sandbags, because we were doing some odd medicine ball stuff, kettlebell stuff, the plyos, the box jumps, the single leg, hops, the deadlifting, the running. Those are still a very important part of a general phase, especially if your goal is to produce more power. But man, if I task you with, here, take this 150-pound sandbag and go walk it as far as you can, turn around and walk it back, the amount of general strength you're going to reap from that is insane. The benefits far outweigh the fact that you're not using a barbell. So a lot of people, especially parents and even weightlifters, powerlifters, they think that the only way you can actually get better is through a barbell. It's a very good way of doing things. It's a very efficient way, but with any specific program like powerlifting, like weightlifting, you're going to develop bad habits. You're going to be more press dominant over pull dominant, or vice versa. You're going to develop a lot of muscle viruses and imbalances, and that's where general phases are meant to incorporate all of those exercises that you haven't been doing. If you're a power lifter and all you do is both arms at the same time, bench press, you always do dumbbell press with both arms, you always do inclines, rows, whatever, maybe it's time you do some single arm stuff, especially in your general phase. Those general phases should happen far outside of any competitions you may be having. You don't want to be doing single arm dumbbell presses the week of your competition by any means. You want to definitely do these outside in your off-season like training. But again, if all you ever do is squats, deadlifts, snatch, clean, jerk, presses, 2 legs, 2 arms all at the same time, it might not be a bad idea in an off season to do some split squats, some lunges, some single leg step ups. Maybe you like to jump a little bit. Maybe you're going to do some box jumps. Unloaded, it's very different. You're generating power in a different manner. There isn't any external resistance. It can kind of get the rust out of your pipes. Unless you're a redhead like me, you're never going to get that rust away. And again, it just keeps things fun. If you have an injury, if you are, let's say you're a baseball player, actually, because let's say being a baseball player, you're going to swing on one side most of the time. You're going to throw the ball off of one side most of the time. The amount of issues your body is developing is crazy. You might not be in any pain, but if we just work the other side of your body, you're going to be way stronger, faster, and you're going to be less likely to get injured. So again, Whether you're a barbell expert, a barbell specialist, whatever, maybe you're a collegiate athlete, a football player, a baseball player, whatever, or you just want to do some general, weight loss things, you need to throw some curveballs at yourself, because those curveballs are what's ultimately going to make you a better athlete. If you hate doing agility ladders or agility cones or drills or anything like that, that's probably exactly what you need to be doing. If all you do is lift where your feet are on the floor and they never move, maybe you need to throw some rotations in there. Okay? So, general phases, off-season training, summer training, weight loss training, and post-injury training, there shouldn't be a whole lot different. It should be fun, exciting, and it should challenge you in ways that your program right now isn't challenging you.
Take Note Tuesday will drop every Tuesday.
Obviously.
What do you mean you haven't subscribed yet? What the hell are you waiting for?
Take Note Tuesday is a production of the Coaches Collaboration Podcast. Next episode drops Thursday.